Welcome to the Solopreneur CEO Podcast. This show is for solopreneurs who have built something real, but are carrying more of the load than they want to be. Your business works, but it depends too heavily on you. And deep down, you know it shouldn't feel this hard. Here, we talk about the mindset, systems, structure, and support it actually takes to run a business without burning yourself out. We're not about hustle culture, pushing harder, or doing more just to survive. This podcast is about stepping out of reactive solopreneur mode and into CEO level leadership, so your business can support your life instead of consuming it. If you're ready for honest conversations, real world strategies, and a lot less pretending, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Welcome to the Solopreneur CEO Podcast. Marcia and I are really excited to be back at it and relaunching. This episode feels like a really good place to start if you're new listening to the show, or if you are a longtime fan and following us over from Honest Convos. You're still our person, right? You have built something, you are doing the thing, but maybe you're carrying more load than you want to be. And so we are rebranded to the Solopreneur CEO because we wanted to be very clear like what our podcast is for and who we're talking to. And it is that solopreneur who is feeling a little burnt out, maybe a little over it, maybe had a dream or two about burning down your business, but you do still love what you're doing and you want to keep doing it. You have some success and you enjoy the work you're doing, but you want the business to feel easier. It shouldn't be this hard. You're working way too hard for the money. And so how can you just rethink your role, how you're showing up, how your business is structured? That's all the kind of stuff that we will talk about in the Solopreneur CEO show. So if you sometimes feel like maybe your business looks so successful on the outside, but on the inside, you're like 1 hour away from crumbling, then we are here, we got you, and we are going to talk about how to make your business actually flow and feel like the dream that you started this to have in the first place.
We're so excited to be back in the saddle, and everyone that I've talked to about the new name, they're like, oh, that's great. And it's like, you can actually see it, because sometimes people are like, oh yeah, that's great. But like, it's exciting if it's your first time tuning in. We have very similar belief systems and values. Karen's more the left brain systems type person, and I'm mindset. We both bleed into each other's expertises, but yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about because, as you know, as a seasoned solopreneur, there's so much mental stuff that goes into owning your own business. There's a lot of drama, there's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of task switching. So what we want to do is validate you in every single episode, that even if you do feel like you're ready to burn it all down, like we feel that too. And so breaks are good, rest is good. And we just want to share with you real world ways on how you can set up your business, the systems, and also your mindset so that you don't ever get to that point. Because I've gotten to that point and I've burned it down, and I went and did full time for a couple years and that didn't work out. And so now I'm back. We have real experience, and Carin does work full time. And that's why she's the systems person, because she knows how to optimize the time and the flow and the funnels and all of that type of stuff. I love this. I love that we're coming out of the gate of 2026 just ready to go and ready to serve and ready to help and make everyone who listens feel like they're not doing this alone, because just because you're solo doesn't mean you have to do it alone.
Yes, that should be our tagline. Because it really is like you have to wear so many hats and you have to do so many things when you're a solo entrepreneur, solopreneur. And so you can feel like, oh my God, this is crazy. Am I crazy? What was I thinking? Like there's so many thoughts. So I love that you said like it really is a a mental game when you have your own business. It's mental warfare along with so many things that you have to learn and do because you're wearing all those hats. We'll talk about all these different topics. That's what you can expect from the podcast. Like, we're really going to dive into the areas that people don't normally want to talk about out loud. You might be in a community of other entrepreneurs, or you might have friends, but maybe you feel like they don't quite understand your struggle, right, as a solopreneur. And so that's where we are going to be meeting you. We'll say the quiet parts out loud. We will talk through the issues that we've experienced, that our clients have experienced. We'll share stories with their permission, of course. We want this to be the place where you feel like you found your people, they actually get me. Oh my gosh, where have you been all my life? Like, that's the like reason that we want to be here, is like to help you know that you're not the only one experiencing that, and that there's a way out of it. Like, you don't have to stay stuck in a cycle that's not serving you or serving your business or your vision, the life you're trying to create, the business that you set out to have. We want that to be your reality. And so if it's not, we'll help you shift through that. And then also, we want you to be in a place where you can get real world tools and tips. It is the mindset, the systems, really having a perfect marriage. Like, this is where you are, this is how you can get out of it. And these are some tools, and this is how you can set this up and that kind of stuff. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. Like, you found your people so that you can do things a little bit easier with less stress and still continue to make the money. Because sometimes we'll think like more money, I should be fine. Like, I'm making the money. What's the problem? Like, the money is coming, and then we might throw money at problems. Like, okay, I'll pay for this to get done. I'll pay for that to get done. And then when it's still not fixed, it's like maybe I am the problem. And it's never that. But a lot of times, if you don't have something like the Solopreneur CEO show, you might get into a spiral. We call it like tornado of doom, but we don't want you to have to experience that. And so I think this show will be able to meet you there and just be like your best friend in your podcast player.
I find so much fulfillment in letting other people feel seen, because a lot of people don't talk about the actual mental anguish that goes into being on your own. When I did return back to full-time work, I had teams and I didn't like it. Like, I really do want to be a solopreneur. I'm not building an enterprise. I have a lot of trust issues, and I just know that I can depend on myself and rely on myself. And so this is the business that I'm running right now is how I want to be running it. With the solopreneurs, you can have partners, you can have contractors, you can have interns or whatever. So you can be working with other people, but like, you are the operator. What we want to help you do is go from being the day-to-day operator in your business to making those leadership decisions that are going to move the business forward into whatever vision it is that you have. That's a common theme you're going to hear from us, is like, we do quarterly workshops every quarter before uh, let myself introduce myself. That's from Austin Powers. Anyway, so every quarter before the next quarter starts, we do an hour and a half long workshop. It's free for our Success Secret Society members. It's included in their membership cost, but other people can attend too. And so one of our common themes that we stand on is that you need to step away from your business and step away from that operator role to make these decisions that are going to move you towards that direction. That way, it's not every day, all the time, you're in fight or flight, because that is what's going to actually lead you to burnout. And we don't want you to do that, especially if, you know, you're going through life transitions, if you're going through hormonal transitions, you know, family, like you have aging parents or kids going off to college or whatever. Like, we're in it too. So we are here for you.
I love that you brought that part, because solopreneur mode is reactive by nature. Because you have to wear so many hats, you have to think of so many different things. You are almost like by design, constantly reacting to what is happening. And if you don't have systems in place, that makes it hard because you are probably manually doing a lot of things in a short time. Like, say, you don't have a system for whatever process if you're selling like a coaching program and someone applies and then now you have to go do a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? So you're reacting to the application versus like if you have the system set up, it could be a smooth process that doesn't even involve you until you have to get on the phone with them. You know what I mean? Like they could apply, they could receive the email, they could set up the call, whatever the steps are. That's the kind of stuff that CEOs would think about. Like, how do I set up this business to run without me having to do things? Like, and so that's a lot of what we'll talk about too. Thinking about the structure and not just the execution. And a lot of times you're going to be focused on execution when you're a solopreneur because it has to get done and you're the only one that can do it because you're the solopreneur. So it's kind of like by design, right? So that's, I think, when we thought about the name and like the purpose of this podcast, like Solopreneur CEO, we're not saying don't be a solopreneur and now you have to be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Like, not that at all. We're just trying to help you blend some of that CEO structure and thinking and designing the business and being proactive into your solopreneur day to day. We're very real here, by the way. We really just come with the real experiences that we've had and we really talk through stuff. We are just not super polished and scripted, and that I think is what sets us apart. Like, we are not like, you can get that from, some AI generated YouTube video. Like, we are not trying to be that. This is like the place for the real life, the real advice, the real day to day, talking about how to stay in your solopreneur mode, but bring some of that CEO structure, decision making, and all of that.
You're going to like it here because, like Carin said, we're not performative. We're not trying to have you depict us in a certain light. We have our struggles. We know you have your struggles. We both started around 2012, 2013. And so this is just the common thread that we've seen with solopreneurs, business owners, small business owners. Like, everybody's going through the darkness at times. So that's okay. Just because you're used to the roller coaster of being a solopreneur doesn't mean that it has to be that way, right? So like, we all have growth mindsets and we all want to tweak and tinker around. And so like, you wanting to build sustainability in your business, that's not making you ungrateful for what has gotten you to where you are now. I think something that can hold people back from wanting to step into that CEO role is that it might not even just be that they're in the day to day. It might be that it feels like they're trying to step away from the pain that happens with growth. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of out there, but I think people just get used to having that negative emotion from growing in business and thinking like this is normal, and it is normal because every stage of growth there is pain, but it's like, don't stay attached to the same type of pain. So like, create the systems and the sustainability in your business so that you are experiencing a different kind of pain. Carin, can you make that make sense, please?
No, it totally makes sense because what you're saying is like you're gonna have pain and discomfort either way, like both ways. So you have to choose your hard, right? It's hard either way, but do you want it to be hard and you feel stuck, or do you want it to be hard and it feels like more ease, like you have the ease in the hard? I don't know. We'll have to unpack that more as we talk in the podcast. Nothing about owning your own business is easy, and we're not here to try and sell you a bill of goods that, we're going to just make this like, oh, low effort. You can just be sleeping at night and on the beach with your laptop and ding ding ding. Like, yes, that can still happen. I mean, you can still be getting your Stripe notifications, don't get me wrong, but you still have work to do. There is going to be work to do in your business. And what we want to help you do is do the work that really, really needs your full energy, your full self. And then things that don't need your full energy and full self, we can automate or systematize or delegate. We don't want you to feel like you have to literally personally do every single thing in your business. And the emotional roller coaster is real. It just is. Like, we're crazy if we choose this, right? So I guess we're all crazy. We're crazy together. And I don't know if that's a PC word anymore, but we'll just pretend like I'm not offending anyone. I'm so sorry if you hate the word crazy. It's just we're going to have to do things in our business, and we're going to have to step into areas that we probably are not comfortable completely in when we first try it on. And that's okay. But that's why it's important to have we really love having our society, because that is a place where we have even deeper, if you can imagine, even more real conversations about this stuff. Everyone signs an NDA, so you can be totally mask off, because it's hard. It is hard. But the day to day of your business doesn't have to be as hard if you have some of those systems in place and you really work on that mindset and being in CEO mode. So that's where we are going to meet you in these conversations.
Yeah, I love that, the choose your hard, but also find yourself in community with other people that are also evolving and growing and changing things up and optimizing. And then it's not as difficult because you have people who are raising their hand and saying, me too. So, all right. Is that it? Do you want to close it out or?
Yeah, so we're going to talk all about that, the mindset, the systems, the structure, and the support. We are not going to talk about hustling. We are not going to talk about being more burnt out. And we're definitely not going to talk about just do more, do more, do more. That's just not our style. But we're really glad that you're here, and we will see you in the next episode.
Thanks so much for spending time with us today. If this episode made you feel seen or helped something click, join our free community at solopreneursceo.com. This is a space to connect with other solopreneurs who are building sustainable businesses and don't want to do it alone. And if you found this conversation helpful, leaving a quick review helps more people find the show and reminds them they're not the only ones feeling this way. We're really glad you're here, and we'll see you in the next episode.